My in-laws opened credit cards and bills in my husband's name that accrued to $100,000 of debt, and I was placed on the back burner, so I burned bridges in their family reunion. He says I always have an attitude, and he's trying, but nothing is good enough. So, I just stopped and accepted my fate, hence the blow-up. I haven't spoken to him yet besides telling him to call off his family. He was part of the D&D on my phone. I'm enjoying the peace, being alone, and being present and aware of my feelings. Knowing my kids are safe and I can truly take some time for myself and my mental health right now is everything. Update 2. I did call my husband this morning. His voice told me that he didn't sleep last night, and he confirmed that he did not. He told me after the blow, he asked everyone to leave. He was surprised to see my mother as I sent her to pick up the kids. He said that's when it became real. We had a long conversation. I did apologize for exploding and doing so when I did and not communicating better. He said he understood why I felt like I couldn't and was glad it happened the way it did. His family finally got to see how much they affected his home. According to him, after I left he laid into them and told them that he could no longer be the only one to help his family out and that a lot of the mess he was in was their fault. He said that after the blow-up, he told his siblings they needed to step up and help with his parents. His parents were upset with the whole ordeal. I couldn't care less, to be honest. They couldn't believe they were such a burden because they asked for a little help occasionally. I just rolled my eyes in disgust as he was talking. He finally broke down and said he felt like a failure. He's ashamed of the debt and how much he has let us down. He said he was exhausted and had been feeling depressed because he couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel and felt as though he'd ruined our future. He goes out with his friends to feel normal and himself because all he does is work. He does this because of the black cloud hanging over him. The self-pity is pathetic. He got himself into this mess, and I'm digging him out. I'm effing depressed, too. There's a ton of poop I want to do that I can't do because I'm financially unable to do so. I went off how, over the past 3 years, his income has gone solely to debt repayment, yet there's no end because I haven't seen the so-called debt. I've given him my all and as much support as possible, but I'm angry. This isn't the life I pictured or set myself up for either. It's not the life my kids deserve. I've missed out on so much because I'm working, cleaning, or just so tired I can't even open my eyes. I told him he had no one to blame but himself. I think my disdain was concerning. He said he would show and prove that he would print out his credit report and list all the debt he has along with all his pay stubs and bank records and the receipts of what's paid off and whatever else I want regarding his finances. He promised me my hard work was not in vain and that he was almost debt-free. He came to find out that his parents opened credit cards and bills in his name when he was younger and accrued close to $100K of debt in his name, not including interest. They trashed his credit, and that's why it has taken so long. He said he has been fighting with the collection companies to settle, trying to consolidate or get a lower interest as it was multiple companies and debts. I didn't know that some were so bad that his wages were being garnished. He was in tears and said he didn't know how to tell me, that he didn't even know the extent of what they did. He worked all these hours with nothing to take home to us and accrued more debt to survive. I stayed silent. My blood was boiling. He didn't even realize he just helped me make my decision. He jokingly said my outburst took care of the family situation, so he texted me loud and clear, meaning he and they got the message. I told him I didn't find it funny. It's a shame that it took an outburst from me for everyone to hear what I've been saying all along, that he's an idiot for not filing charges against his parents and just taking it up the butt and allowing it to ruin my life and the children we created lives. I told him he was spineless, and I felt so stupid. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes to turn this around. He even suggested marriage counseling. He told me he used his PTO and took the rest of the week off to work on this. I lost it and sobbed uncontrollably. If it was that easy to take time off, why now and not then? I asked him why he didn't matter before we got here. Why now? I told him he needed the time off to find personal and legal counseling and that I wouldn't be coming home. He asked me if I was serious and begged me to rethink my decision. He said all the things I've been wanting to hear. He asked me where I would go and what about the kids, the house, and the bills, that I couldn't tear the kids from the only home they knew. I simply replied that I knew this needed to be done and that I'd already set the ball in motion. He hung up on me. I cried and then went to get the kids. We will have a wonderful week in a somewhat fancy hotel, swim in the pool, order room service, and make some memories. I took some of the money I had saved in my rainy day fund and extended my hotel stay to include me and the kids. I have an awful lot to catch up on with them. The look on their faces when I said, "No, Mommy doesn't have to work tonight" was priceless. I also have an appointment with legal consultants tomorrow.